This is awkward, but you know, this is just life when you have a GI condition. I'll try to get you in here.
It's okay.
I am at my oncology appointment this week. I just had labs this morning for my TPN, but I get to come back to oncology just 3 hours later and get the same labs redrawn. My liver labs from last week were improved. My ALK phos went up, but my ALT and AST went down. One of them went down a lot. It's back in the 50s, so that's
AST.
Good. We don't know why exactly it's better. We did make some changes to the TPN. We cycled my infusion. Instead of doing it 16 hours a day, we are now doing it 14 hours a day.
Do you want to go to 13? That's one other thing I'm going to need to know today.
I guess we can try. And that seems to have helped. They took out my trace elements a few months back because those are harder on the liver. So last week, those labs checked the trace elements to see if they are low enough that we need to add them back in. And we found that my B12 and folate are both now through the roof. We were expecting that to take a dump because when you get your colon removed, a lot of your B12 is like recirculated in your colon, and when you have that removed, then you don't have those. And now all of a sudden my B12 is high and my folate is high. But I have a condition called cerebral folate deficiency where my folate levels are depleted in my spinal fluid. You check that through a spinal tap. But my blood levels have always been normal. The oncology is checking those B12 and folate levels again to see if that's some fluky thing or if it's consistent in a true reading. But I'm not sure what really high. That can indicate liver problems too, but with my cerebral folate deficiency, it could also have something to do with that, because ever since I've started TPN, I've noticed an increase of my symptoms from the cerebral folate deficiency, and I've had to increase my dose of the medication I was taking for that particular condition. But yeah, my blood levels still shouldn't be elevated. My oncology appointment went well. Sorry I did not update afterwards. I have not blogged in 2 weeks, or vlogged. Too much been going on. I was a little bit under the weather with a normal people virus, and you know how that goes. And now I have a bowel obstruction that I'm hopefully going to avoid the ER. I am getting like green, black, brown gunk out of my stomach. The pain isn't too bad yet. It hasn't exceeded a 5, so unless it worsens, I'm not going in. I don't want to go to the ER during flu season, and with the stomach virus going rampant now. But my oncologist was the sweetest. He came into the room and he gave me this. It's My Crazy Life, a humorous guide to understanding mast cell disorders, and he wanted me to read it and do a book review on it. He said he was at some kind of hematology oncology conference and saw it here. So he also brought in Dr. Afrin's book, but I already have 2 copies of that and I've read it. So I thought that was really sweet that he thought of me and thought that I could benefit from this somehow. I haven't read it yet, but I'm gonna definitely do a written review on my blog. But other than that, the appointment went well. He is referring me to pelvic floor therapy. And what pelvic floor therapy is that you go see a urologist, and then from there the urologist sends you to this clinic type setup with a physical therapist. There's colorectal surgeons. They test to see how well your nerves are working. They'll do different biofeedback techniques, massages to get those muscles and nerves down there in your pelvic area working. The main reason that I'm being referred to is for my bowels, because ever since my subtotal colectomy and resection, normally, okay, so when you have your colon removed, or at least most of it removed, you go to the restroom a billion times a day, and it's not formed. This is awkward, but you know, this is just life. When you have a GI condition, it's just life. So after my colectomy, it's been the opposite for me. I've not been going since my colectomy, and when I do go, I'm either cannot feel it, or the muscles are just too weak to release. When it's all getting stuck right near my resection, it just sits there and makes everything else back up, and it's exacerbating my small bowel motility as well. I've had this issue to varying extents prior to surgery, and now since the surgery it's been exacerbated. And this is something that I think they're going to address once I go to Georgetown. I'm still waiting on my appointment date, but in the meantime, this is a problem because I'm having to do enemas and suppositories to go, even when it's there to go, if you get what I'm saying. And I keep reacting to the glycerin suppositories. The glycerin suppositories is the only one that works. All the other kinds just don't do anything. And I think that the glycerin works only because I react to it so bad, and that particular reaction manifests as evacuate type of GI distress. It also sends me into like seizure sometimes, depending on how set off I already am, and so it's just not a practical option to continue. So I am being referred to pelvic floor therapy to hopefully help, and this will also address my bladder issue too, where I have an urgent bladder I can't release. But that has been the case since I was 8 years old. I've kind of learned to live with that and know how to manage that. But with the bowel problem, it just has gotten so severe that it's causing increased symptoms that can possibly be avoided if we can work this out. Feeding Tube Awareness Week begins February 4th through the 8th, and I am hosting an Instagram giveaway. I will post that link down below of the giveaway post. I am doing 2 feeding tube clips that holds your tubing. You can use it for central lines too, from Crafting for a Cure. I have this medical pouch that holds designed to hold your feeding tube syringes and different meds, and it rolls out by Cutie Tubies. And then I have a friend who decided to sew some feeding tube pads that are really cute. And then I also have a feeding tube decal that can go on your car, your laptop. It's a sticker and it says "cute as a button," and it has the little Mickey button as part of the design. But yeah, I'm going to be hosting that giveaway on my Instagram starting today, and I will post that link down below, like I said, for more information. It should last a couple days. There's a couple things you have to do in order to win, and this is my first ever giveaway. I have no clue what I'm doing, but so far I'm not going to put any restrictions on country. I will pay for the shipping. If it so happens that someone from a different country wins, I am going to get back on to the vlogging starting this week too. I've done a couple more formula trials that I'd like to discuss and how those went, and I've got another one planned, so I will keep you all updated on that. And thank you for watching, and don't forget to check out the giveaway.